Start the circus music. All right. Go ahead. It was more of a clown horn than the actual circus music. I mean, I could sing the circus music for you, but I don't think anyone wants to hear that, including myself. All right. So we say that because we're talking about the opposite of the opposite, which we don't really see. We don't talk like that in the English language. I will not clean my room. Well, not actually means that you will. So a double negative is really a positive statement that's there. So that's what we're kind of looking at here. And let's slide on down here. So it is a good little review here. Write an integer. Remember, an integer is a positive or negative number. 90 feet below sea level. There we go. Let's get a little review in here. $100 of debt. Remember, debt means you owe money that's there. So there we go. And 2 degrees Celsius above zero. So that's a positive. So we just put our 2 that's down. All right. Nice little review here. So let's see here. No to you, no to you. Here we go. The opposite of an opposite of a number. All right. So the opposite of the opposite of 8. Okay. So what they're trying to get you to do is realize of what's going on here. If you take the opposite of the opposite, you're right back where you begot it there. So if we think about saying, hey, find the opposite of 8. You're like, well, negative 8. Okay. Find the opposite of negative 8. You're like, well, that's 8. It's like, yeah, it's the exact same thing that's there. So the opposite of an opposite of a number is itself. All right. The idea here is that if we subtract, all right, negative energy, and I think this is the best way of kind of thinking about it. So if we take away a negative, well, that really results in a positive that we're looking at. So, yeah, that's it. That's all they're trying to get out of you here in lesson number 5, all right, is that the opposite of an opposite is a positive. The opposite of the opposite. Well, it depends on what you start with. So if we start with negative 12 and we say take the opposite, all right, of the opposite. So the opposite of negative 12 is positive 12. And then the opposite of positive 12 is... So what we're saying here is this particular line here is the opposite of the opposite is always going to be itself. So that's the key thing here. All right, like I said, start the circus music, people there. It gets a little bit silly when we start talking about that because we just don't see that when we talk. All right? I know, scary. All right, no, we're going to be fine. Like we said, as long as you realize it's itself, all right, we're going to be good. As long as you keep in mind that when we subtract negative, wow, that's a lot of scariness there. As long as we subtract a negative, all right, energy, it's a positive amount. So we'll keep those ideas in mind. All right, we'll see you.